Alright everybody, before I get playing this new game Exoworld Survival, I'm going to go through the setup real quick. So it tells me to choose a scenario. It recommends for the first one that we do Proxima Centauri B. All of these missions have star ratings for difficulty. This one is given 1 star, so I'm hoping that means I'll survive. It gives you a little bit of flavor data about the planet, like its gravity, radius, average temperature, that kind of stuff. And then it gives you a landing report. And the landing report gives you some information sort of about maybe how you should play the game. It says this is the only habitable planet orbiting Proxima Centauri, the closest star to our former solar system, which we left behind many years ago. Surprisingly, this planet has many physical similarities to Earth, such as gravity and average temperature, although it's slightly larger and orbits much closer to its host star. Its rotation is in a 2:3 ratio resonance with its orbital period, which means that days and nights last 11 Earth days each. This, together with the fact that its orbit is quite eccentric, means that on the surface there is an extreme temperature variance. We have not found fresh water on the surface, so we will have to resort to other methods to obtain it. I think that's a clue right there that I can't depend on cards and things to deal with water, that I'll have to manage it on my own. When you flip the card over, obviously it gives you as I mentioned, the difficulty. It gives you some special rules. These right here, these 4 are your production values in your habitat. And it tells me they will all start at -2. So this is, I'm not even sure what this is. This is, what are these symbols? It's a very good question. The symbols represent, let's see, what are they? Oh, okay, so red is oxygen, blue water, green is food, and yellow is energy. It also tells me that I'm starting with a certain number in the habitat. They all start at 15. This goes from 0 to 20. So my habitat when we land, I've got 15 of each resource. But at the end of each turn, each character turn, they're going to drop or go up based on this value. So they're set at -2. So at the end of each player turn, these will go down 2 at a time. When they reach 0, anytime I have to use that resource, I have to burn my reserve resources, and there's only 10 of those. When they hit the 0 or the skeleton, I'm dead. I've lost the game. Now, it also tells me some setup rules. First off, the rules tell you in setup that you pull out the protocol cards, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 of them. These are considered wild cards. In the upper corner here is a color, and these have the rainbow, so they're wild. It tells me to shuffle them and then pull out a certain number based on the scenario and return the other ones unused face down, so I don't see what they are. Now, it tells me this setup will use 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 2 will go back in the box. All right, so I have my 4 protocol cards. Then it tells me shuffle the player deck and face it down. Okay, the player deck is the one with the red. That's this one. The player deck is basically, you can see there's colors in the top left corner: red, blue, green, and yellow. These are the resources I'll be using as I play the game. So remove all protocol, shuffle all protocol cards, and randomly select 4 to add back to the deck as indicated in the scenario. So I add these into here, and then I shuffle this deck, and this is the player deck. Now the player deck is what I'll be drawing cards from, or in this case, there will always be 2 face-up cards that are visible that I can take as an action, and I'll explain the actions once I start playing the game. All right, so the player deck is done. Finally, reveal as many cards as indicated. Okay, and place them face up. All right, so I will put these right here, and I'm supposed to put 2 face up. So I've got Subterranean Extractor, which is a blue, and Aquaponic System, which is green. And the rest of these are unknown to me. Anytime I pull one of these cards, it gets replaced from here When this drops to 0, I shuffle. There will be a discard pile here, and I will reshuffle and create a new deck. Deploy the home base in the middle of the table. I'll put that, well, this is going to be interesting being my first play. I'm not really sure, where the game will expand to. So what I'm going to do is sort of scoot everything to the left. Hopefully most everything can stay in frame. I'll move this over just a little bit. Probably move this over. I'm looking at my camera to make sure that I can, and I'll put that right there. If I need to, I'll make room as that time comes. Then it says prepare the event deck. This is the event deck with the exclamation on the top. It says separate the critical event from the normal event. So let me go through here. The normal events are labeled normal, and the critical events are labeled critical. And it looks like they are also, let's see, these are not. Okay, so I've got 3 criticals and 4 normals. Separate the critical events from the normal and shuffle each deck independently. Okay, so I'm supposed to shuffle these 3. All right. And shuffle each deck independently. Separate the critical from the normal events and shuffle each deck independently. Place 5 random critical events. Well, there are only 3, unless I missed some. Let me go back through. I guess the critical events maybe are these red cards. Let me see. Let me go back to the thing. Critical event. All right, so there's 35 normal, 15 critical. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It said that there were 15 of them, so I'm missing one, unless I just count wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There must be one I'm missing. Let's see. Well, I'm not seeing it. Maybe that's an error, but they are labeled. They're either the red or they say normal scenario event. Okay, so that's a little vague. Not liking that. Place 5 random critical events. So the criticals must have these red. It says that there are 15 critical events, but they're not labeled. Some of them are, there's 3 critical scenario events. Place 4 random, shuffle these, okay. It's a little bit confusing, but what I'll do is I'm assuming that these and these say normal. Separate the criticals from the normal events, and these are normal events. All right, well, there is definitely something. 35 and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've only got 9. So, missing something. I think probably what it is that the instructions are talking about the expansion, which I'm not playing with. So, that's probably correct. All right, so I'm supposed to take 5 random criticals. So, let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, those are the 5 criticals. And then it says place 4 random normal events on top of each critical event card. And then shuffle each of these 5 piles separately and stack them on top of one another. Okay, so I'm supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, then I'm supposed to shuffle this deck and put it down. All right, then I'm supposed to shuffle this deck. So each deck has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in it. Okay, so 5 times 5, there's 25 cards in this deck. 2. All right, I'll have to look up that information regarding the criticals. That was a little confusing, but I do think that's probably referring to the expansion, which I'm not playing the expansion right now because it has extra stuff in it that will not be making an appearance in this game, so I assume that I'm not supposed to be mixing those cards in. Could be wrong. But if you have the game and you don't have the expansion, then you're going to have what I have here in my hands. All right, so there is that. And these go, I guess, back away because it says this deck should never be shuffled. Okay, so I shuffled the 5 independents and then stamped them there. All right, now at step 7, because I'm playing the solo variant, it says in this mode you will be controlling 3 characters. So I'm supposed to take 4 at random. So let me shuffle this up. Having never played this, I don't know. There may be a reason not to play certain characters. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I got 4 characters. Then it says take 4 at random, place them in front of you face up. Choose 3 of them. All right. So I've got the laborer, the civil engineer, the programmer, and the commander. Well, definitely want the commander. The civil engineer sounds useful. Laborer or programmer. You know what? We just landed. I'm going to take the laborer over the programmer. I don't think coding is probably going to get us. I could be wrong. It could be. All right. So choose 3 of them. Place a reference card underneath each character with the pawn color showing. Oh, I see. Okay. So so the way this works is this is up to a 5-player game, by the way. So I'm going to make the commander black, and the civil engineer white, and the laborer gray. That'll work. All right, and then it said something about place a reference card. These are the reference. Oh, I see. There it is. All right, so I got the brown reference card, which is out. And I've got where are my reference cards? Here they are. I didn't notice that the reference cards were color-coded. Okay, so I've got white, black, and gray. Okay, there we go. All right, so that helps me, I guess, I don't know why I do that, move under their card. So it tells me who they are. Okay, so laborer is gray, and they all start in the home base. I haven't expanded this yet. And let's see, what else do we have? All right, then it says draw 2 cards from the player deck. So remember, the player deck is this one. So 1, 2. This is my starting hand. This will be my starting hand, and I got biofuel plant, which is a yellow, and I got one of the protocols, which is a wild. So I'll be starting with those 2 cards. Now here's slight difference. It says in this mode you control 3, but only use 1 per turn, starting with the 1 on your left. So I'm going to move the commander over here and start him first. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter, but I like starting with the commander. All right. Each turn you will have the pawn, skill, and speed and hand limit of your current character, but you only have 1 hand of cards. After the resource updates, continue with the next character left to right, repeating. You can't use the transfer action, right, because I only have 1 deck of cards. Transferring is when you're playing multiplayer. As an action, you could give another player a card, but since I'm only playing with 1 hand, there is no transfer action. Also, for each event or protocol card that refers to transferring cards, the face-up cards, these 2, will be considered as cards from another player. In this mode, the special skill of the crew coordinator, which is me, changes so that once per turn, you can draw the top card from the player deck for free. So the special skill of the crew coordinator. In this mode, all right, so the crew coordinator must be one I didn't draw. Is that right? Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not playing the crew coordinator, so I don't have to worry about that special rule, because each of them have a special skill that they can do. All right, I think I'm ready to go with this game. I'm going to pause the camera and just get things sort of organized, review the rules one more time, and I'll get to playing a game of Exoworld Survival. All right, I am ready to go. Now, one thing I want you to understand, this is not I'm not teaching you how to play this. There are probably people on the internet that can teach games much better than I can. I'm just playing through it, and of course, since it's my first time, I'll explain what I'm doing as I understand the rules. But there's an order to the game. Now, remember, I have 2 cards in my hand starting, And each player begins in the home base here. You can only expand orthogonally. That means up, down, left, or right. You cannot move or build diagonally. So I'll be building out from the home base here. And the three that I'll be playing, Commander, Civil Laborer, they all have a speed and they have a hand size, a max hand size. So I'll have to keep that in mind. For instance, the Commander has a hand size of 6. So I could have 6 cards in my hand, but as soon as I become the Civil Engineer, at the end of the Civil Engineer's turn, I can have a maximum of 4. So this could be, well, let's just play it and see how this works. All right, so on my turn, on a player's turn, now remember I'm playing 3 players technically. On my turn, I will take 4 actions, then I will reveal an event card, and then I update the values of these items right here based on what cards are in effect. As I build modules on, they will allow me to, they'll either use up resources or increase the production values or decrease them. I don't know. All right, so for the Commander, since I can't move, there's only one place to go. What I'm going to have to do, my various actions that I can do are move. I can produce supplies. When you are in a habitat that has the ability to produce something, you can do that as an action and it will increase the number of resources you have. I can shut down a hab. If a hab is like using up water and my water is getting very low, I can choose to put this token on it and shut it down permanently or temporarily. In order to turn it back on, I have to do what's called a repair action. I can also, on my turn, I can draw a card as an action. I can recycle these cards, put them in the discard, and reveal 2 more. The transfer a card is a normal action, but because I'm playing solo, that does not come into it. And then finally, the last action is I can deploy a habitat. So let's see what the Commander does. All right, so the Commander has a card called Biofuel Plant. It will steal one of my what was the red? The red was oxygen. It'll steal an oxygen, but it will give me 2 power. Now, I'm not talking about my production levels here. This is these right here. These will move up and down. This is my supply, and this is how much is created or used per turn. Now, to build the bio plant, I need 2 green. Now, I only have a protocol, which is a multicolor. It says I can play at any time, not an action. Play this card to take a card of your choice from the player deck. Shuffle the deck afterwards. So you can use it as a resource to buy a hab, or you can do what its special action is. In this case, play this card to take a card of your choice from the player deck and then shuffle that deck. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Right now, what I'm going to do is I see a green here, aquaponic systems. I get 4 actions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these to track. I put 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as I take actions, I'll flip them over. So for my first action, I want to draw a card. So I'm going to take this one. Now remember, this gets replaced. So I got another green, hydroponic farm. I want to look and notice that the aquaponic system, every round it's going to give me 1 oxygen, 2 food, but it's going to take out 1 water and 1 electricity. That's a lot. Whereas, and it also costs a lot to build. It's going to cost 2 green and 2 yellow. So I want to go ahead and start working on, oh, by the way, what's the win condition? All right, the win condition is whenever you get all production levels at 0 or higher, you win. So at some point, I've got to start figuring out how to increase my production values. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, and you play it, you know, in a spot. So I'm just going to play it right here next to the card. I'm going to use these 2 because remember, I've got a green and a wild, so that counts as 2 green. I will put that next to my, let me move this, next to the the player deck here. So that was his second action, was to build a hab. Now on the card, I just want to confirm this. On these hab cards, it tells you the effects on production level. Okay. So these are going to affect the production. Okay, I thought these use this. These are actually what will mess with this. Okay, excellent. So right now I'm going to get my electricity up to +2, but I'm going to lose this. It's going to go down to -3. So that's not good. Now my commander has a special action. It says once per turn you may do the move action for free. So I will move the commander for free to the biofuel plant. Because remember, you have to be in the hab to do something. And then it says produce that was a free action, sorry. The third action I'm going to do is I'm going to produce supplies. It says increase by 1. No, I don't want to do that. That allows you to increase these. Okay, that's how you get those up. Draw a card, recycle cards, transfer, deploy, move, produce, shut down. All right, so I moved, but I do remember the rules saying you had to be in a habitat in order to do something on it. Module cards. To deploy a module, you must discard, okay, your character must be adjacent to deploy it, okay, and then how do you use it? Oh, that's it. In order to move these up, you have to be in a mod that can do that. So with this, okay, and here it is, produce supplies. You increase by 1 of the resource corresponding to the module you are in, but not in the home base. So this, I'm in a biofuel, that color right there, I would increase this by 1. So do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I might as well. And then for my fourth and final action, I am going to draw a card. This is going to get really hard because my hand size is going to be so small initially. All right, so I draw a card. I got water recovery system, which we'll see. We'll see. All right, so following the turn, I performed an action. I performed all 4 actions. He is done. So now I reveal an event card. Defective implements. We checked the material we brought from Earth and found some damaged parts. They must have been damaged during the landing. Take the top card from the player deck and put it in the game box. Remove it from the entire game. I just lost a protocol card, which is a wild. So that card goes away, and this goes to the discard pile. All right. After you reveal the event card, update the resource supply. Okay. So the resources. Water oxygen goes down 2, 1, 2. Water goes down 2. Production, hold on, that's not quite right. You're supposed to do, before passing the next turn, in this step, the supply of each resource is increased or decreased according to its current production level. Okay, sorry. So this should have gone up +2 right there. And this should have gone down 1. So this will also drop 1 additional one. These drop 2. And my electricity stays its 0 level, so it stays where it's at. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, now it passes to the civil engineer. The civil engineer has a special ability, material optimization. When you deploy a module, you may keep one of the cards used to pay its cost. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so all I have right now is a water recovery system, which will give me +1 water production, but it loses 1 power. But that's okay, because I've still got the +2 here. But it will go down to -1. So I see how this game is. You're going to have to build up your base and try to find a way to balance these to get them up to 0. Right now I need to be getting this one. This one's going to start dropping really fast. So on the civil engineer's turn, I cannot build anything. So I'm going to draw a card. This one gives me +1 oxygen, which will move it. I'll take this one and refill this. All right. That's right. Okay, so on your turn, each turn, this is a reminder, players take turn and each player resolves their whole turn. I was trying to think that you could draw a card at the beginning of your turn, but no, that is an actual action. So his second turn, I'm going to draw a card. I need to get my hand size up, but I can't get it any higher than 4. Or actually, that I can get it higher than 4, but I can have no more than 4 at the end of his turn. So do I want to draw this or this? This will take, well, first off, in order to build the water recovery system, actually, I probably want to build the hydroponics. No, I don't. Because that's going to cancel the -2 that I just got. Let's work on small steps. I'm going to take this blue. Now I have a blue and a green to buy the water recovery system. That was my, let's see, I took one, I took one. Okay, that was my second action. For my third action, I'm going to take a card. And for my last action, I am going to build the water recovery system. I'm going to build it here. And it costs a blue and a green, so I'm going to get rid of the blue. I got to get rid of the blue, but which one of these is worse? The hydroponics farm. No, the hydroponics farm gets me +1 here, so I need to hold on to this. I will discard these two, build that. That is the end of his turn. So this will move to the laborer. All right, now I draw an event card. Normal scenario event. This planet has a temper. Read the normal event described on the current scenario card and apply its effects. Okay, so there's two things here. There's a normal event reading and a critical event. So I'm going to be reading the normal event. It says, we are currently facing the sun precisely during the perihelion, I think that's how you pronounce it, when we are closest to our star. This means we will have to withstand high temperatures for a week or so. I immediately drop 2 water resources and 1 electricity. Reduce the water supply by 2 and the energy supply by 1, which is what I did. All right. It is now the laborer's turn. Let's keep going. So the laborer has a special ability. Once per turn, oh, you know what? When you deploy a module, you may keep one of the cards used to pay its cost. Let me do that. Which one do I want to keep? Let's keep the subterranean extractor. Got to remember that. Okay, so her special ability, it's a woman, is once per turn, you may do the produce supplies action for free. All right, but she has to be somewhere to do that. So right now, I'm lowest on water. So what I'm going to do first, for her first action, I'm going to move, she is the gray, to the water recovery. And now I get a free action. I can increase the water by 1. All right, that is a free action. Now she's got 3 actions left. And it just says once per turn, so she can only do that once. Now, I need, what do I need? I need to get the, I need to get that power up. Oh, you know what I didn't do? At the end of his turn, I was supposed to adjust these. So this goes down 3, 1, 2, 3. This goes down 2, 1, 2. And I'll remember I already increased hers. This goes down 2, 1, 2. And this stays at 0. So we're good to go. Actually, no. Oh, man. So when I built that, production of water should have gone up 1 and electricity should have come down 1. So this comes down 1, but the water should go up 1. Okay, there we go. Got it. All right. And you only do these when you build it. That's when you adjust the things. Okay. I think that's right. You only do it when you build it. In this step, the supply of each resource is increased due to its current. This means the cubes supply. Okay, that's right. Whenever your supply of any resources, so you only get the these only do what they do when you build them. they affect your. That's why when you shut it down, you don't have to do these. You can remove these actions. All right, Laborer's got 3 actions. Let's go ahead and draw a card for her second action. I've got Insect Farm, Subterranean Extractor, which and Hydroponics Farm will move that up. I'm really burning oxygen right now, so getting that up would be nice. The Laborer can build the Hydroponics Farm for 2 blue. I've got a blue here. She's got 2 more turns. I will take a risk, flip this, and draw a card. And I did not get the blue that I needed. All right. But the greenhouse will only needs a blue and a yellow, and I don't have a blue and a yellow. The only thing I could build this, I can't build anything this turn. I have not enough resources to build anything. So for her last action, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to recycle I could produce a water, but I could do that again. I got a free action. Produce supplies. Draw a card, repair, move, shut down. I am going to stay there, and I'm going to produce a water. And that is her last turn. She's at 4 cards, so she doesn't have to discard anything. These will come to the commander. She draws an event. Faulty airtight seal. We detected an air leak in one of the exit airlocks. We must replace the material to avoid losing more air. If there are any unoccupied modules, there are not. Place an oxygen leak on one of them at your choice. All right. So there's one of the reasons you want to keep your crew sort of separated. So I didn't have to do that since there were no unoccupied modules. All right. She drew her event card. Now we adjust the supply. This drops 3. 1, 2, 3. It's down to 6. This drops 1. This drops 2. This drops 1. All right. Let's keep going. It is now the commander's turn. Now, if you remember, the commander, once per turn, I may do a move action for free. I don't need to do that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a card. There's a red. Okay, I needed that. Actually, no. What I need is a yellow. I will draw another card. I'm going to take this one, solar panels, ambient conditions, 1, radiation. I'll have to look up what that means. I can't remember what those do. Let me see. Certain cards have special symbols on them that I don't really understand. I think you have to meet certain conditions. Let's see. Draw a card, reference a card. Okay. When the effect includes the icon for radiation, atmospheric humidity, or refer to the current scenario to know its value. Okay. Ambient conditions, radiation, humidity, carbon dioxide. Okay. But what does that mean? When I get a radiation, so it says deploy a module. Okay. The deployment cost indicates what kind of card you must discard from your hand to deploy. If you don't have the required card, you can't perform this action. Okay. Note, when the effect includes the icon, refer to the current scenario to know its value. Well, the value is 1, but I don't know what do I do with that 1? That's what it doesn't tell me. What do I do? Okay, ambient. Each player has 4 ambient conditions. Each of these has a value from 0 to 2, which affect how efficient some of your modules will be when deployed on this planet. So what does that mean? If I deploy that, it says plus 1. Got it. Okay, so maybe I don't want to discard the solar panels. Let's take the hydrogen fuel cell. Just seems to be. Well, I think I'm okay. I'll take the solar panels. The reason being is I think hydrogen fuel is going to become more important. Oh, I got a protocol card, which is a wild. Okay, commander just used his 3rd action. No, he didn't. He had 4. He took 2. 1, 2. So now he takes his 3rd action, which I am going to. I'm going to use my 3rd action to build out was it the greenhouse or the hydroponics farm? It was or was it something else? What was I doing? The oxygen generator takes a blue and a green. Ooh, that will get me sort of back to, let's do that one. I'm going to build the oxygen generator. It costs a green and a blue. I've got only one blue, but I've got 3 green. And what do I want to do here? This one's really, man, tough. This is tough. You have to look at the cards and figure out what the benefits. I like the hydroponic farm. For some reason, I think I'm going to hold on to that one. So I'm going to get rid of the insect farm. And I bought that. It adjusts this up to 1, 2. This comes down 1, and this comes down 1. So they're back to -2, which is okay. And for his 4th and final action, what do I want to do? 4th and final. I've got 3 cards. If I draw a card, he'll have his maximum cards in his hand. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to take the rapid response, refill this, and he is done. The commander is done. All right. He draws an event card. Anemia. You have been diagnosed with anemia, probably caused by our diet and the slow adaptation to gravity. Health issue. Keep this card next to your character until you have 3 green cards in hand. While you have it, your hand limit is reduced by 2. So he can only get 4 cards while he's playing. All right. Now I need to do this. I already adjusted this. It started at -2, it went down 1, and then it went up 2. All right, that's true. This started at -2, it went down 1, and then up 1. This has stayed the same at -2, and this started at -2, it went up 2, down 1, down 1. All right, so those are correct. So I'm going to lose 1 oxygen, 2 water, 2 food, and 2 electricity. All right, that's his turn. All right. It's kind of crazy. I wonder if the strategy is to like work on one thing, but you can't really focus on one because the others are just going to keep dropping. All right, the solar panels, I can't build those because they will cost me a red and I don't have a red. I could draw a card, but I think what I need to do is try to get 2. I could get all of these up to -1 in various ways, but not all of them, but some of them. This one will get power and food up +1, but it will drop water and electricity by 1, and it requires a blue and a yellow, which I do have. The civil engine, oh yeah, let me move this over. It's his turn. All right, remember his free action, when he deploys a module, I can keep a card. So I'm going to keep this protocol card. I'll buy the, man, I've got more electricity, so let's build the hydroponics. Who am I? I'm the civil engineer, which is white. I will build that here. It costs 2 blue. Oh, I don't have that. No, hold on. No, I don't want to give up the wild card. Although that is what it's good for. Play this card to skip the effect of the event card that was just revealed. I need to hold on to that. So I tell you what, I'm going to pull that back. No, sorry. For his first turn, I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to draw the blue. And now I can play the blue and the yellow to build the hydroponics farm. This goes up 1, this goes up 1, and unfortunately this comes down 2. It's at -4. Wow. Okay. That is his first turn. Oh, his first turn he drew a card. Second turn he built a hab, and I could keep one of these. So do I keep the yellow or the blue? It didn't really matter. Oh no, hold on. I played blue. This is confusing. All right, so I do have to give up the protocol. That's my thinking. Okay. But I get to keep one of them because of his special ability. So that's what it was. I keep the protocol. When you deploy module, you may keep one of the cards used to pay its cost. All right. So for his third action, I need to generate some resources. I will move Actually, hold on. Moving there only gets me food. I will do that. I'll move here for his third action, and his fourth action I will produce some food because it's green right there. That is his turn. This passes to the laborer. These pass over, and he has to draw his card. Critical event. This planet is not going to make things easy. Read the critical event described and apply its effects. Critical event. Warning, we are passing through the point furthest from our star. Right as we enter our 2-week-long night, we will need a lot of heat and food to get through this period. Lower your food by 2, 1, 2. Lower your electricity. Reduce the food by 2. Also, reduce the energy supply by 1, plus 1 additional for each solar panel module installed. I don't have any solar panels, so this only comes down 1. Okay. All right, that is the end of the civil engineer's turn. I did the card. Now I do these. This stays where it is. This comes down 2, 1, 2. This goes down 1, and this comes down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So much for the easy one, right? All right, so let's see, where am I? Okay, so I am now at the laborer's turn.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame Newsletter. Each week, the tabletop engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.
Special ability, once per turn, you may do the produce supplies action for free. The laborer is in the water recovery system, so I'll go ahead and do that so she doesn't have to move. So she produced 1 water. She's got 3 cards. I really need to get the electricity up, and the only way to do that, I've got solar panels, but it takes a red and a yellow. I've got a yellow in the protocol card, and there is a red. So for her first action, she'll take the red. Oh, an energy drink. Play on your turn. Play this card to move any number of spaces, any number of times this turn, spending no actions. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so I have a red and a yellow. If I want to save this protocol card as a wild, I could pull this yellow, and oh, that's not bad. That gives me +1, +1. I'm going to take the hydrogen cell for a second action. Then I'm going to build, where is she? Right here. I'm going to build the hydrogen cell for my third action using a red and a red. So I've got to use this red and this red. I'm using the protocol, which is a wild card. All right, so I did that. This comes down 1, water goes up 1, and electricity goes up 1. All right, not bad. And then for her last action, oh, I forgot to fill this in. This greenhouse could do really good, but the electricity, the solar panels would be great. They don't take anything, they just give it. A red and a yellow. There's a red. So for her third and final action, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recycle. No, I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw the red, revealing this one. All right, there we go. And her turn is done. This will go to the commander. Her turn is done. She draws an event card. Did I adjust these? I did, yeah, when I built the hydrogen field. Normal event. Read the normal event. Okay, this one's called This Planet Has a Temper. I am going to lose 2 water, 1, 2, and 1 electricity. All right, done. And then I have to adjust. All of these go down 1, 1, 1, and 1. This one comes down 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so the commander's turn. I need to get electricity up. Solar panel requires a red and a yellow. I will draw a card for his 4 actions. I will, for the first action, I will draw a card. I need a yellow. I did not get it. But I could get the water up for just 2 yellow. I don't even have that. All right. I'm going to draw another card. Actually, I'm going to recycle. I'm going to take these 2 away. Reveal 2. Yellow and yellow. Okay. Third action, I'm going to take a yellow. I want the solar. Oh, I don't want to. I'm going to take this one. Oh, hold on. They both give me +1, but this one costs a blue and a yellow to build, which I could do. +1 atmosphere. That gives me. I'm gonna take the. It doesn't really matter, but I can build this one without burning my red. Let's take the yellow. That was his third action, refill. And then finally, he is going to build here. I need to build something to reduce my electricity. He'll build this, the wind turbine. It costs a blue and a yellow. And that's fine. This goes up +1. All right. And then I don't have enough to build anything else. So for his third and fourth action, I will choose to do this right here. So it's at 3. All right, he is done. He's got to draw a card. Panic attack. It seems that the enclosure and the immense pressure on our shoulders was just too much for some of us. The player with the most cards must discard 2 of them of their choice. If many players have the same number, you decide, well, it doesn't matter. I've got to get rid of 2 cards. No! All right, so I'm starting back at 0. So let's do this. Now I have to adjust. All these come down 1, 1, 1, 1. This comes down 2. Now it's at 1. I'm going to start eating into my emergency supplies if I don't get that electricity up this turn. All right, the civil engineer. Remember, when he deploys, he gets to keep 1. So I'm going to spend an action to draw a card. I am going to take the solar panels. For his next action, let me refill that. Oh, wild. Okay. For his second action, I'm taking the wild. For his third action, I'm going to build an electricity. And then for his last action, I will build another one. And that's all I can do. All right, I pass these over. These come over to her. I have to draw a card. Filter malfunction. One of the water filtration systems is not working. If there are any blue modules installed, there is. Place a water leak. All right, there's 1 water leak on it. Now, every time I do the update here, any of these that are in play, they also reduce a resource. So now that that's done, it's time to do the resources. So first thing I do is I look and I see, are there any leaks? There are. So this drops by 1. Then I apply this. 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. And this goes down 2. It's down to 1 again. Oh, man. This is getting scary. All right. Again, having never played this, my strategy may be way off. I may have missed something. All right. Laborer. Once per turn, you may do the produce supplies action for free. She is in a water. She can do a repair action. I'll repair and remove this. Let me double check that that's what I can do. Repair. Remove a token. Yeah. Okay. Canceling an effect. All right. So she's got 1 action gone. Second action, I really need to get everything up. The hydrogen fuel cell, if I did that one, it's 2 reds. I got a red and a red. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do here. For this action, I am going to take the hydrogen fuel. For her third action, I'm going to take the electrolyzer. Hold on, let me see what's here. Yeah, take the electrolyzer. And then for her fourth and final action, I will build something. Did I take the water? I don't think I did. Her free action is water. I'm going to take it so I don't have to move her. All right, so the electrolyzer I can build right here. It costs a green and a yellow. I have a wild and I have a yellow. So I'm going to build it. Oxygen, I get plus CO2, I get plus 1. And that's not what I wanted, was it? Electricity is minus 1? I thought I wanted plus 1. Oh, I did it wrong. I wanted to build. Oh, yeah, that's what I did. Okay, sorry. No, hold on. I wanted to build the red. Was it the red or was it the yellow? It was 2 reds. Hold on. Let me get these back. I needed the red because I wanted to build this one, the hydrogen fuel cell. That's what it was. All right. So I needed a red, and that was it. That was these 2. Okay, sorry about that. So this drops by 1, this goes up 1, this goes up 1, and this stays the same. All right, so far so good. I only have 1 card in my hand. That was her 4th and final action. So she is done. I have to draw an event card. Gastroenteritis. Your digestive system is suffering from this sterilized environment. Health issue. Keep this card next to your character until you have 3 yellow cards. While you have it, you can't play any item or protocol card. Wow. Okay. All right. She has a yellow, but she needs 3. And the commander has anemia, and he needs 3 green cards to get rid of this. Okay. Now I apply the effects. So I already did all this. And everything drops by 1 except this stays the same. All right. Electricity is at 0. Next, I'll be burning into my my reserves. All right. It is the commander's turn. I only have 1 card and 4 turns to do this. Let's see what I can do. Solar panels. They will boost my electricity, so this won't drop anymore, but I need a red and a yellow, and I've got them right here. The biofuel would bump it up 2, but I'd lose 1 electricity. Play on your turn. Play this card to perform 2 extra actions for free, but I need 2 green to play that. I can't gamble on what's here, so let's gamble on what I do have. Let's pull the red for 1. Reveal. Got it. Okay, plus 2, minus 1, minus 1. Ooh. That's actually not bad. That is actually not bad, but that's not bad either. Well, the oxygen generator is the one I really want, and it requires a blue and a yellow. So I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to pull the yellow card for my next turn. For the 3rd turn, I can play this card to perform 2 extra actions for free. I could produce enough electricity that I won't have to worry about that for right now, but then I wouldn't be able to build anything. I'm going to take my red and my yellow, and I'm going to play a solar panel here. It will raise this up plus 1, so I'm not going to lose any more electricity. And I've got 2 more actions, right? Isn't that right? I drew 1. No, he just did. So that was my 3rd action, was to build that habitat. So for his 4th action, I need to pass this oxygen generator. I need to get this over there. Is that the one I need? Or do I want to, or I can get an electricity, which will, yeah, let's generate 1 electricity. Actually, do I know? Because I'm not going to use any. I could draw a card and have a card for him. Let's do that. I'm going to draw a card for my last action. He's done. These come over here. I draw an event card. Critical. Read the critical effect. -2 food. Oh. 1, 2. -1 power plus 1 for each solar cell. I have a solar cell, so I'm going to lose 2 power. So it's going to go 1, 2. I am eating into my reserves now. Okay. Civil engineer. Oh, wait a minute. That was the critical event. Now I got to do this. This goes down 1. This stays. This comes down 1. This stays. All right. Oh, I've got oxygen, food, and electricity all at 0. All right. Civil engineer. 4 turns. What can we do? He is the white. He could produce a food, which right now, that might not be a bad idea. Let's save that for the end. When you play, if he deploys a module, this one will get my electricity up, but it's going to lower my water and lower my electricity again. And it costs a blue and a yellow. So let's go ahead and take a yellow. And that's an action. I need a blue. Ah, there's a blue. Okay. Let's take the blue. And then he can build at one card he'll keep. So I'll pay the blue to build the oxygen generator. I'm going to have to build it, unfortunately, right here. So to generate electricity, he would need to go up there. So I built it, and this goes up 2, 1, 2. This goes down 1. This stays there, and this goes down 1. All right. That was his 3rd action, was to build. And for his 4th action, oh man, I'm losing. I'm going to need to. I'll produce a food. All right, and that's all he can do. All right, this goes over here. These pass over. He draws an event card. Multi-system failure. Warning: there was a multiple failure that affected several systems. Place a water leak token on a blue module. A food leak on a green module. And an energy leak, yellow, on a yellow module. Don't place a token if there is no module of the matching color. All right, so each one of them is going to have to do an action to get rid of those. And then I adjust. This goes up 1. All these are down 1. There, and this is at 0, so this drops. Okay, it is now the laborer's turn. Once per turn, you may produce supplies. She is in a blue, so she could produce a water. I'm not going to waste that. That's a free action. She'll repair, because otherwise I'm going to lose a water. What do I need? I need to get water, food, and electricity up to 0. That could help, but it costs 2 blue and 2 yellow. Play this card to remove a health issue card from you or any other player. You can't play any item or protocol card. So that's an item. So I can't play that. Play this card to remove a health issue. Okay, now I could take that to get rid of that. I may be making a mistake here, but I'm going to take that for 1 action. And then it says play. It says not an action. Play this card to remove a health issue. All right, so I'll play it to remove that. All right, so she used an action to pull the card. She's got 3 actions left. Let's reveal this. Green. Okay, let's work on the green. Play this card to draw 2 cards from the player deck. Oh, yes. So for her 2nd action, she'll take this card. It says play on a turn, not an action. Draw 2 cards, or take 2 of the face-ups. So let's play that. I'm not needing to worry about electricity. I do need to worry about oxygen. I need to worry electricity and water and food. So let's draw 2. I'll take these 2 because then I can reveal 2 face up. A blue and a green. Okay. Blue and a yellow. She's got 2 actions left. I could take the blue, play a yellow, and get 1 atmo of electricity, which would go up 1. I'm going to check this to make sure I'm using this right. Okay, so let's do this. They all started at -2. So the reds, -1, -2, -1, +1, +3, +2. Oh, it should be at +2. All right, so it should be at -2. It goes down 1, and then it goes up 2, up 1, up 2. Hold on. 2, minus 2, minus 1, minus 1. Then up 2, up 1, up 2, down 1. Should be right there. I did it wrong. Okay. All right, let's do water. Water was at minus 2. It should be plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, minus 1, minus 1. That's correct. Green was here. It should go plus 1. And that's it. Electricity was at minus 2. It was plus 1, minus 1, plus 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, plus 2, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, so it's in the right spot. All right. Whoa. Let's see. This is getting really tricky. Blue and yellow. So for her third action, I'll take the blue, and I'm going to pay for it with 2 yellow to build out a Sabatier reactor, which gives me plus 1 water. All right, so these are negatives. She's got one more action. She is where she could produce water, but you know what? I need to get her. I'm going to be eating into my food and my. I'm going to be eating into my food and my electricity, so I need to be generating that. He can generate a food, water, no, electricity. I need to move her here, and that is her fourth action. Okay, this passes over to the captain. These come over here. She draws a card. Read the normal scenario event. All right, so normal scenario, I lose 2 water, 1, 2, and I lose 1 electricity. So this comes down. I'm down. I've got 4 reserve left. All right. And now I have to do this. So these stay where they are. This drops 1. This drops 1. Now I've got 2 reserve. This isn't looking good for the crew. Captain has this. I need to get electricity. I need to get food and electricity up. Food and electricity, which would be, this would get food up, but not electricity. This is a really tough balancing game. Wow, okay. Once per turn, you may do the move action for free. All right, we need to produce food. He's there. Oh, I forgot to do this. This and this will reduce the food by 1 and the water by 1. I've totally forgot I had these leaks, and if I'm playing by the rules, that would have knocked me down to 2. I can't go back because I don't remember where I was. So unfortunately, bam, I lost. I was so close, so close. I had these 2 are at minus 1 and these are at 0. All you have to do is get everything at 0 or higher to win the game. I was so close. I think what I forgot to do was I forgot to shut off things that were using up electricity. Like for instance, I could have shut down the water recovery system. Not really. I could have because the water was up to, at one point it was up higher, or maybe it was the power system. I could have moved in here and shut down the power system and also reduced the water and electricity drainage. So next game, I'm going to have to remember that this is part of the game. Trying to remember when you need to shut down habitats so they don't eat up your resources. I'm also going to need to remember to fix those leaks when they appear. That's pretty cool. Let me tell you why I like this kind of game. There's another one called Expedition to Mars. There's a lot of games like this that are resource games where you're on another planet and you have to survive. One of the reasons that this game caught my eye was I've been watching this TV show on Apple Plus TV called For All Mankind. The premise of it is that the Russians beat the U.S. to landing on the moon, and then for the next 20 years, the show jumps time. It goes from the 60s to the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, and now it's in the 2000s. It frequently, between seasons, it jumps like 10 years or sometimes less, but sometimes more. But in the show, the Russians landed on the moon in 1969. And for the next 20 years, the show is the U.S. trying to catch up. and also deal with the Cold War, which extends into the 80s and 90s. It's a really fascinating show. And it just got me all interested in the idea of trying to live on the moon or live on Mars. And so this game caught my eye for two reasons. One, it was about being on another planet, but also the whole the whole solo play. I tend to buy games that have solo rules. So this game is produced by Starling Games as an imprint of Tabletop Tycoon. Tabletop Tycoon, I know. I want to give them a thumbs up. I may have lost, but again, I didn't do too bad, I think, on my first round. Of course, I did lose 3 humans, but definitely want to play this again. I hope you liked it. I do like the gameplay. It's very quick. The rules are very simple to follow. Now that I understand the rules a little better, I think my next time playing this, I will probably do a little better, hopefully. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me as I played a game of Exoworld Survival. This game is for 1 to 5 players. Takes an hour to 90 minutes. This probably took about that, and it's rated age 14 and up. All right, I will see you in the next video. Until then, everybody, take care.